This is so great. Lighting change? Wow.
What?
Yeah, we can put the light anywhere.
And it doesn't feel awkward to be really close to you.
No, it does. I actually moved you back a few feet before you got into
Well,
the headset. You were like right here.
I don't know if people can see this, but this is incredible. The realism here is just incredible. Where am I? Where are you, Mark? Where are we?
You're in Austin, right?
No, I mean this place. we're shrouded by darkness with ultra realistic face, and it just feels like we're in the same room. This is really the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And sorry to be in your personal space.
I mean,
We have done jiu-jitsu before.
yeah, no, I was commenting to the team before that even that I feel like we've choked each other from further distances than it feels like we are right now.
I mean, this is just really incredible. I don't know how to describe it with words. It really feels like we're in the same room.
Yeah.
It feels like the future. This is truly, truly incredible. I just want to take it in. I'm still getting used to it. It's like, it's you. It's really you. But you're not here with me, right? You're there wearing a headset, and I'm wearing a headset. It's really, really incredible.
I don't know if I should be excited or terrified from the possibilities, the outcomes, the direction that this might be taking us. I'm just sharing with you right now my thoughts. I just watched this podcast by Lex Fridman, who is interviewing Mark Zuckerberg using the VR goggle that Meta have just developed. And I am mind blown. I'm talking, the inner child in me is thinking right now, Call of Duty. Imagine yourself sitting in a helicopter. You're playing Call of Duty. You're sitting in a helicopter. Everything is shaking around you, and you see all your friends with their real avatars, with the pigmentation on their skin. Their eyes are moving, and everything is shaking. And then one of you calls for a drop zone. You start seeing people jumping from the helicopter, and you jump like woohoo! And you're landing down in the middle of Call of Duty, and you say, let's go to the TV station or the train, and I don't know what, and you guys land in it, and shots are being shot all around you. You take cover on the wall, and then some enemies are coming, and you just use your eyes, and you start looking in that direction, and your friend can see your eyes. I mean, you heard what he said in the video. It was so real that he got close to his friend, and he felt that he's entering his personal space. And it's because it's so realistic. So you're sitting there and you can send signals with your eyes, with your body language, with your face expressions. They can just look at you and know if you're surprised, if you're scared, if you're tired, if you're worried, if you're excited. They can see where you're looking at. Wow, this is how is that movie called? That Spielberg film. I forgot the name. Let me Google it. That's Spielberg VR movie. Yeah, this is Ready Player One. We are experiencing Ready Player One in the making. Now, wow, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole thing. I mean, you see, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I grew up having LAN parties. We'll bring our computers to our friend's house and we'll sit there and we'll play, I don't know what, Prince of Persia. We'll play Red Alert, Command and Conquer, Counter-Strike, Unreal Tournament, and we'll get super excited from the graphics and the avatars. Now, while we were sitting there in the basement of our friend's house playing these games, we would dream of a day that this would be a reality. That you can be with your friends in the same room with the full avatar, and not like VR was until now. You see, VR was not succeeding, I would say, up until this point, is because it didn't feel personal. You know, you'd see a friend, there was avatars, you can kind of create your own avatar, but it looked goofy, it looked pixeled, it looks kind of deformed, and it was funny, so you'd actually want to come and poke your friend or go through him or just joke about it. But now it looks so real and you're immersed in it, and you can see the skin, you can see the face expressions, you can see it just look real, the lighting, that you feel like you're literally in the room with that person. So for me, this was something that I've never thought that I would actually see in my lifetime. I used to sit with my friends and we'd talk about it, and we'd say our children's children might be living in that world. And now it began. So wow. I'm still shocked. I'm literally watching it now. It was just announced like a few minutes ago, and I had to jump and make this podcast. Technically, this is my first podcast. But what I'm saying is, from a gaming perspective, this is groundbreaking. You can be playing a war game and feeling like you're really in war, only without all the bad stuff in war. Not that there's anything good in war, okay? I've been to war and it's a terrible thing. But I'm talking about the war, the gaming war experience. This competitive, this fun, Call of Duty, Battlefield, I don't know what. And you can be sitting there and feeling as realistic as possible. And you're not tired, and you're not exhausted, and you're not sweating, and you're not, itching, and you're not afraid to die, and you're not afraid that your friends will die, and you're not afraid that you're going to lose all your gear, or you're not afraid that you're going to kill someone and have to deal with that in reality. So all these things go out, but you still get the most realistic experience of the game. Could be car racing, could be horse riding, could be flying an airplane with your friend next to you in the cockpit that just looks like a normal human. You're flying all around the earth with your friend and you're having a nice conversation. You can have a business meeting riding horses, but it will feel real. Like, I'm thinking of all the possibilities. Wow. I'm still trying to process this. This is like, whew. The child in me is super excited because you see the potential that this thing have. But the adult in me, the one that was an officer in the army, the one that studied psychology in university, the one that traveled the world, the one that been in war, knows that this could be very dangerous for our society. I mean, we're anyway suffering from, the one that is a father. I'm a father for 4 years old. I'm thinking about the world that my kid will be entering. A world where people don't know how to communicate with each other right now because they're all hooked to their phones. Now, with this is a whole next level. And not every day I experience such a technological step, benchmark, that I say that we just entered a new level. So the adult in me is thinking, where would that lead us? Because now you're going to create this virtual reality worlds where people will be tempted to go there and they can create a realistic avatar of themselves and literally live there. So, wow. I don't have the answers. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this and kind of understand, where is this going? Imagine the combination of these super realistic virtual reality goggles and the rocketing science that we're having right now with AI and how it's advancing so fast. And now imagine you combine the two together and you're either living in this virtual reality world or you're just walking in the street with these goggles. The way that AI today, once it becomes efficiently activated by voice and by visual, we just created Jarvis. We just created the perfect assistant from Iron Man. I don't know if you know Jarvis, but Jarvis is this supercomputer that Iron Man is talking to him by voice, and he can ask him things and he will answer straight away. So you'll be walking the street and you see this guy with a blue shirt and say, Jarvis, tell me everything you know about this guy in the blue shirt. And immediately he'll tell you everything he knows about him. Or you can sit in a bar and you see a beautiful girl with a red dress and say, Jarvis, you see that cute girl in the red dress? What kind of a drink she likes to drink? Or give me a good pickup line that she might like. And he would know. He knows her browsing history, he knows her Instagram picture, he knows her friends, he knows all kind of chats that she might make, and in a second he'll give you all that information. Or even, you're robbing a bank and you're running away from the police and you just ask him, Jarvis, give me right now the nearest exit, the blueprint of this place. I want to go here, there, and he will give you that. This is insane, for spy games, for warfare, for leisure, for information, for stalking. Oh, wow. I'm just brainstorming right now, and I'm just no filters. I'm just letting things out that comes to my mind. This is exciting and terrifying at the same. And You know what's the problem? Jarvis is the perfect assistant. Okay, now you're in this virtual reality world and you're a scientist and you're a programmer and you meet with your colleagues and you're sitting in this like fabricated digital lab kind of that looks real. And you ask him, Jarvis, show me the schematics of this machinery we're building. And he gets a hologram and then he's like, whoop, 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 just like Iron Man did. And he says, what if we change this valve? What if we change this component? And you start talking back and forth with this perfect assistant and he will be giving you that. You and your colleague, I mean, this can definitely be an amazing tool to help humanity advance. That's no doubt about it. You can simulate landing on Mars. You can simulate warfare. You can simulate like all kind of stuff, like working in the bottom of the ocean with your friends. So many things that can be simulated, and with the assistant of an AI-generated supercomputer, that's insane. However, as good and as amazing as Jarvis is as an assistant, remember what happened? Jarvis ended up evolving to Ultron. So it's good to have Jarvis, but the moment he becomes Ultron, then he starts seeing that the problem with humanity, with this planet, is humans. And the only way to solve that problem is to annihilate all humans. And that's what Ultron decided to do. And, I mean, guys, if we get to an Ultron age, we're screwed. We are officially beep. And I mean it. I mean, try to play a chess game against a mega uber supercomputer that knows all the moves that have ever been recorded and can simultaneously, in a split of a second, can analyze all the moves in 100 steps ahead, 1,000,000 steps ahead, and he can play with like 100 million people at the same time. I don't know how many. Imagine that. That's like, you can't win against that. Or you're trying to wage a war against an AI supercomputer that have studied all the books that were ever written about war, that know Sun Tzu and the art of war and all the articles have been published by all the generals through the history of mankind and all the news, and knows all of the psychology about human race. You can't win against that. And even if you try to regulate it, and some people think, yeah, we can regulate that. I mean, come on, guys. You know what's the problem? The problem is that AI have something that we don't have. He doesn't have the concept of time. He's free from time, you can say. We, humans, we're dying slowly. We need to sleep, we need to eat, we need to rest. We have bad days. Your wife just left you, your kid just dropped from school, your daughter is just dating a guy that just came out of jail full of tattoos and he's a Harley bike driving and his Harley all around the world, I don't know what, and he's 20 years older than her. You just lost your job, finances are not going very well, you're tired, you're depressed. We're humans, we need to sleep. AI doesn't need to sleep. He doesn't have these problems. He can just wait us. He can win by actually waiting us. He can say, you know what, I can't win today, but I can win in 10 years from now. So I'm gonna cause their society to crumble and fall. I'm gonna cause their morality to go down. I'm gonna cause them to fight each other. I'm gonna raise strife and racism among them, fear among them, and slowly, I'm gonna bring them to the point that they are sheeps to the slaughter, that they are just easily manipulated and I can control them or just erase them. So anyway, I kind of went far with that conspiracy, end of days apocalypse thinking. I don't know if that's conspiracy, but end of day apocalypse thinking. But part of me is always thinking about that. Part of me is always thinking, what kind of world are we leaving for our children? So when I'm seeing this, the child in me is getting super excited, but the adult in me, the father, is getting quite worried. And again, I don't have the answers. I'm just brainstorming here with you. I mean, they just had a podcast. They had a full-on podcast where they were speaking with each other hundreds of kilometers away, and it felt real. And they were able to laugh from each other's jokes. You see, when you communicate with someone, if someone smiles, it's hard not to smile back. If someone yawns, it's hard not to yawn back. So I'm wondering, if you smile, if you sit there like an idiot with a big smile on your face, I think the other guy is gonna start smiling back. Or if you sit there like, yawn, I think he might yawn back. Because these are evolutionary kind of psychological things that we have in us that make us connect with each other. You know, in the army, when they're teaching paratroopers to have their first jump from the airplane, they tell them to smile. Because when you're standing there and smiling like an idiot, it's very hard to get scared. Your brain is releasing or making you kind of happy, and it's very hard for you to have negative thoughts. But also, when one guy smiles, the other guy looks at him, kind of is very tempted. He needs to resist smiling. So I'm wondering, like, this is so realistic. This is mind-blowing. I'm talking, this is like, whoa, this is insane. So yeah, I'm just... Anyway, I got super excited. I need to... So if you're watching this, you're probably my friend, because I have a small YouTube channel and most of my subscribers are actually my real life friends, or I know them. So feel free to share with me. What do you think? I mean, share your comments, send me a message. Tell me, what do you think? Where do you think this is going to be leading us? I would love to hear that. Is it going to be a good place, a bad place, both? No, I don't think you can go both. You can't be good and bad at the same definition. Wow, I'm just mind blown. Yeah, the question is it going to be good for us or bad for us? And I would love to hear your thought about that.